Hey everyone, Bailey here. Happy Women's Equality Day. If you don't know what that's about, in 1920, exactly 100 years ago today, the 19th Amendment was added to the US Constitution, giving women the right to vote. Today is a day to celebrate all the small steps that we have taken as a society to get to where we are now, while also taking a look at how long of a journey we have ahead of us. Here are some other firsts you should probably know about. Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova was the first female to fly in space in 1963. Sally Ride became the first American female to fly in space in 1983. Eileen Collins was the first female commander of the space shuttle in 1991, and Mae Jemison was the first African-American woman in space in 1992. Since then, we've had tons of amazing women go to space. Some of my personal favorites include Anne McClain, Peggy Whitson, Christina Koch. Christina Koch was one of the females in the all-female spacewalk that happened just last year, if you remember that exciting event. On top of all these women going into space, there's also hundreds of women here on the ground working in command and control, engineering, testing, all making it happen. And that's just the beginning. Accepting women into society as an equal has not been an easy journey, but we have grown exponentially in the last 100 years by accepting their influence into all sorts of different fields, not just space. And I'm here to talk about what that looks like for me. You see, I am a woman in STEM. I'm an aerospace systems engineer working on life support for astronauts. I'm also a passionate speaker about the importance of space for the future of humanity. For me, space really represents the pinnacle of all the great leadership and teamwork and technology that our species has to offer. Making sure that all of humanity is included in that picture of the future is one thing I continuously push for. And women are part of that picture. I mean, we do make up 50% of the population, but we also have to include other minorities, such as people of color and the LGBTQ community. You see, space is hard, like really hard, like harder than a Rubik's Cube hard. And we need all those different backgrounds and perspectives and ideas if we're gonna do space right. My experience as a woman in STEM has actually been relatively easy, and I have the thousands of women who came before me to thank for that. They pushed forward when the entire world was pushing them back, just so that I could be where I am today. And don't get me wrong, I have had my fair share of struggles. Some of them do have to do with gender inequality still existing in the industry, but a lot of it has to do with things like imposter syndrome, feeling like I don't belong or I'm not good enough, being the only female in a room full of more experienced men, and not trusting my own voice even though I know I'm right. These are areas that I personally am working on to help bring equality to STEM. And I am so fortunate to be doing it with an army full of both women and men behind me, telling me to reach for the moon. I think Rubik's Cubes are really similar to that. Everyone thinks you have to be a genius to solve one of these things. While that definitely helps, it's more about the curiosity and determination to go online and figure out the algorithms and reach out to your Rubik's community for help. Being a woman in STEM is a lot like that. I'm not always the smartest person in the room, but you can bet I'm gonna be asking questions, trying to learn, and I will be the most excited person in that room. I think as long as you have that passion, you can do anything, whether it be solving a Rubik's Cube or going to the moon. We have come such a long way since 1920. And yeah, 2020 is a little hard on all of us right now. We're seeing inequalities, panic, and fear of the unknown on a global scale. While things are not perfect right now, this is a really good day to reflect and say, but we are still trying. Think about how far we've come in 100 years, and we still are pushing for a better future. So happy Women's Equality Day, everyone, and keep cubing.
So it may seem a bit of a weird one to talk about Rubik's Cubes and Equality Day, but you'd be surprised at how many people still think the Rubik's Cube is a boy's toy. We love working with our young groups in our education sessions, teaching them how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Many of these are young girls, and it is great to see their improved confidence, improved self-esteem, and improving their social and communication skills at the same time. One of the groups we're particularly working with at the moment is young carers, and seeing how they have come on and how their skills have developed over that time. One of them has even gone on to teach her own groups of up to 10 people through social media how to solve the Rubik's Cube. As a solicitor, one woman that has always inspired me is Baroness Hale of Richmond. She was President of the Supreme Court in the UK and has done so much for women's rights and equality within the legal system. I'm so proud to be a Rubik's ambassador, and getting to work with women of all ages is brilliant, helping to inspire them and achieve their dreams. And once you've solved a Rubik's Cube, honestly, anything is possible.